Benjamin, what's your feeling after that tonight?
Yeah, first of all, it's hard for us. I think we were fighting, we were giving our best. We were trying to find the ways always to score. Fortunately, we could see the second goal like it was, and yeah, we just have to keep going like that.
From your own point of view tonight, getting a couple of goals, how good does that feel? And is there a sense of relief maybe personally?
No, it's just, of course, it's easier for me, but it's really important also for team that I can help them that way. It's my job in the end of the day to try to help the team as much as possible. Yeah, I'll still get a draw with that, and I think we have to keep moving from that.
From your own point of view, was it a case of making sure you kept getting involved, trying to take the chances and not worrying about the ones you missed?
Yeah, of course. It's always important just to try to come into the chances over and over again. Try to bring the balls inside the box because we were creating a lot of chances, and that's the most important. And we just have to keep pushing with those kind of situations.
It's been a difficult last 48 hours for the club. What do the players need now to make it easier for you in terms of a manager coming in and knowing what's going to happen going forward?
Of course, it's never easy when you lose a manager, but now it's up to us, obviously, to stand together as a group to really show that we can work together no matter what situation. And in the end, it's just important us to focus on the upcoming games, upcoming trainings, and that's the most important.
Well done tonight. You're the player of the match.
Neville's right. They're dropping points against teams at the bottom. They haven't got the quality to kill teams off.
Tim, what else do you think we learned? Well, what will Darren Fletcher and Manchester United have learned from that?
I think the positive is Šeško scoring. You know, he's scoring 2 goals. Hopefully he gets some confidence from that. He's took 6 months to turn up at Man United. I'm pleased for the lad. You know, he's had a tough run of it. I had him off the pitch at half-time. Never to wear a Man United shirt again.
I wasn't going to remind you, Tim. I wasn't going to take you there.
No, yeah, listen, I stand by what I say. He's not good enough to play for Man United. You know,
but he looked it. If he plays at that level, surely.
Yeah, no, he's turned up for 1 game against Burnley, who are going to get relegated. Look, fair play to him. You know, hopefully he gets some confidence and we start seeing something different for him. I'll put him in my fantasy team next week.
Well, maybe it helps if he's got Bruno closer to him.
Yeah.
If he's got crosses coming in from left and right.
When Bruno come off, I know he's not been injured, but when he comes off the pitch, I think they lose control. I think he's one man who can put the foot on the ball. He passes the time over. He passes it to the right people at the right time. And I think they miss that guy, or they really do. So they're well short of quality. That's what Man United are. As Jamie says, you need to be able to kill the game off. You need to be able to dictate the pace of the game. And they don't do that, even when they're ahead. You know, so it's look.
But it's not, like you said about Šeško, it's not rocket science that you get a left-sided player on the wing with Dorgu crossing the ball into good areas so he can come and attack it. I feel sorry for centre-forward sometimes because they have to make 6 runs. The winger gets it, goes to cross it, chops it back. They've made 5 runs. All of a sudden, much easier to mark. When the ball comes in early like that, that's what he needs. That's what he's had before. That's what he needs.
To be fair to Fletcher, he switched him over at half-time and Dorgu puts a cross in. You know, he's on the favoured left foot. Good, fantastic delivery.
This is the first goal he scored. We saw the Bashir Humphries cross, the Aidan Heaven deflection to give Burnley the lead at half-time.
Great pass, great way to pass and a fantastic run.
Is he just about taking a shot early as well, Tim?
It is, yeah, but it's all about Bruno. I mean, he's instrumental. He knows his little swivel there, and the weight of pass and a good run from Šeško and a good finish.
Does he almost dictate that movement from Šeško, Bruno?
Absolutely.
Is he almost telling him where to go?
Yeah. Absolutely, that's exactly what he does. But the pass has to be with the correct weight. I just think he's a special player, Bruno Fernandes. He really is.
Yeah. And
it's great play. I mean, the ball by Casemiro gets it on the half-turn, turns.
This is the goal you're talking about when Dorgu is on that left-hand side. This is what he can do.
Yeah, you can see now he's got his tail up. You can see him there. He's starting to have a bit of movement. He wants the ball. He's got a bit of running here. He makes 2 runs, opens his body up. Really good finish. Really good. See, look, he's asking for the ball. He's checking his shoulder. Where am I going to be free? Gets onto his blind spot. Then he nips back in front of him. Lovely finish. Good for him. Good cross as well. But we see it so often with wingers with their opposite foot. I would like to see this become more of a thing now. Makes it a lot easier for strikers. If you ask him, does he prefer a left-footed boy crossing it? Of course he does.
Looks simple, doesn't it, when it's executed like that? And in that period between Burnley's 2 goals, it was almost total domination from Manchester United. Yeah. 18 shots to 3, 8-0 on target, and Burnley only had 3 touches in the opposition box. during that quite lengthy period as Manchester United dominated possession as well. But Jadon Anthony was to have the final say in this game. Someone who was on fire at the start of this season, but he's had a long wait for this goal. Found himself on the bench of late, but what a strike. This is Tim.
Yeah, he just takes it there on his back foot. He just wants to get out onto his left foot. Martinez defending is so poor. I mean, I'm not sure where he's going there, but he twists his whole body around. But you see Jadon there, a little glimpse over his shoulder, wants to get it onto his left foot. Martinez should know that, and he bends it into the top corner. Such precision there with the strike. It's a wonderful strike from Jadon. Scott Parker's sides, they lack quality, but they never go away. They always fight until the end.
Plenty of effort. A great goal. Really good finish. But you're right about Martinez there. He gets caught, doesn't he? He chops it back inside. You completely lose him. Great finish, though. Pleased for him.
Can you see any way out for Burnley?
No, I can't really. No, not if I'm honest. I'm a big fan of Scott Parker as a person, as a manager, but it's very difficult for him. You know, they haven't got the players, the quality. They didn't really have that go, and the recruitment that Sunderland had that's really paid off hasn't paid off for Burnley so far. So, no, it's going to be really difficult for them. They've got to go on an incredible run. And like tonight, they're the games that you somehow got to get 3 points. It's going to be very difficult for them. And the results tonight were really poor, really bad for them as well. Yeah. All the other teams at the bottom won.
And for West Ham, not a good couple of nights for them. They haven't really had their breaks so far. They certainly got one in the first half when that deflected cross from Bashir Humphries, who's only just come into the side recently. You saw him claw one off the line earlier as well. But he was celebrating this as if this is very much his goal, Tim.
Yeah, Heaven goes out there, he tries to defend with the wrong foot. He's got more interest in putting his hands behind his back. But Casemiro here, Ugarte, they're so deep. And Casemiro goes and engages. Dalot knows he's got a problem there, 3v2. But he just switches off and he lets Humphries just running behind him. And he whips a decent ball in there. But Heaven, for me, has to go with his right foot. He's more interested in putting his arms behind his back. Yes, they get fortunate. Of course they do. Over the top of Lamens into the back of the net. Fortunate for Burnley, they haven't had much of that. And they'll take advantage of that. And you thought from there on in, they get their towels up. But Man United stuck with it. You know, I think he made a few tweaks second half, Fletcher. Hopefully they can go on a run now. But, you know, it's still poor, isn't it? You know, like we talked about control.
Did the system look better, though?
It's not about the system.
All right. I mean, that goal there was
getting your best players in the right position.
Yeah, but people talk about three at the back's not a bad system. It's a good system, but the players that he's played in those systems and the mistakes that he's made along the way have been the mistake.
Yeah.
You know that's where it's all fundamentally gone wrong for him. You know, and taking off players when you're if you have to. When things aren't going your way, you have to maybe go to a back four or change it, or maybe, look, we're losing this game, they've got a man sent off, you don't stay free at the back. And that's what Amorim kept making. Those are the mistakes. So even if the next manager comes and wants to play three at the back, you can still have success playing it. Do I think it's the way forward for Man United? No, because it's more of a counter-attacking system. But it is still a good system.
Just on that point, Jamie, we can show you the stats from the game. You talk about the counter-attacking system of the three at the back and the difference that maybe it makes if you do play four at the back for Manchester United and you get Bruno Fernandes playing up higher the pitch. 30 shots that Manchester United have had. The most they've had in a Premier League game this season. This has come away from home, remember, as well. And expected goals figure is two more than Burnley. So you'd normally expect to be winning a game on that basis. But they've had one fly in from the deflecting in the first half. And then Jadon Anthony has scored that cracking equalising goal as well. Did you see the evidence that this is the way forward? Is that enough evidence that this is the way forward for four at the back, three in midfield?
I think it's easier for every player to learn to play four at the back. I think they're better set up to do that. They need to get in support of Šeško, so it helps you get support of him. Get Bruno Fernandes on the ball further up the field. Ugarte and Casemiro is not the answer in the midfield area. They need someone in there. If they're going to get Bruno on the ball and Cunha on the ball, they need them on the ball higher up the field and more often than what they did tonight. And if they do that, I think they can cause problems, they can create chances and they can win football matches. But I go back to what Jamie says, whether it's three at the back or whether it's four at the back, the same mistakes are being made. We saw that there with Casemiro letting Humphries go for that first goal. You know, that is nothing to do with systems. That's just the fundamentals of running back and being disciplined and being responsible when you need to defend.
We are in 90 plus 12.
Tim Sherwood and Jamie Redknapp basically stripped away the scoreline and exposed the real problem at Manchester United. And it wasn't the system. Yes, United had 30 shots. Yes, they created chances. But both of them made the same point in different ways. This is still a team that doesn't know how to control a football match. Sherwood was ruthless on Benjamin Šeško. 2 goals or not, he wasn't suddenly convinced. His line was clear. One good night against a relegation team doesn't rewrite 6 months of underperformance. That's a warning United fans shouldn't ignore. Jamie Redknapp, meanwhile, nailed the biggest issue: mistakes that have nothing to do with tactics. The first Burnley goal? Basic defending. Casemiro switches off. Dalot doesn't track. Heaven panics. That's not back 3 versus back 4. That's fundamentals. And that's the uncomfortable truth. Redknapp even said it straight. You can play 3 at the back or 4 at the back. But if players don't run, don't concentrate, and don't take responsibility, you'll concede anyway. That's been United's story for years. Where they did agree was Bruno Fernandes. Once he went off, United lost control completely. Everything good still runs through him. Creativity, tempo, decision-making. Take him out and the structure collapses. So while the stats scream progress, Sherwood and Redknapp were clear. Burnley still found a way back, and good teams don't allow that when they're 2-1 up and dominating.